I'm Raquel, and we
Oh,
have
yeah.
more Kitty, and we're at just at Captain MKG's channel.
Yes. He is a very nice cat.
Yes, he is. And let's see, I got his channel link right here.
Purr, purr. Drop it like it's hot, darling. Haha.
All right.
I may have been premature with that. Sorry.
There you go. There's his channel.
Somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Yay! Woohoo!
takes a StreamYard just like a half a second to get that on there.
Meow. Biscuit.
Getting tired already.
I was starting to feel some yawn coming on earlier too, and I was like, ugh. Last night I stayed up later than I normally do. I was like, fuck. It was like 2:30 or 3. I was like, fuck. And I woke up at 7 because part of me was like, no, we've been doing this. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that's what we're doing.
Hey, Milton.
Meow meow, Milton.
Wednesday is a group television series, and I love my pirated TV watching app. Don't have to pay for anything. I get
Heck
to watch
yeah.
everything if I don't mind putting up with ads every 15 minutes.
Okay, that drives me crazy. That drives me crazy. I just cannot.
And now, yeah, I can't either.
I've been spoiled for entirely too long on commercial-free stuff that I just don't know how to go back now.
Yeah.
It's like going back to caveman days almost. I can't.
Screw that. It's like Pluto TV. Like, no.
Like that other thing I was watching. What the fuck was it? Tubi. Yeah, Tubi was doing that. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I can't.
Well, I have block ads on Tubi, so that doesn't happen to me.
Well, it happens to me, and I don't know what to do.
132 ad every 15 minutes over by the time I get a drink of water. I don't mind it. I would.
Yeah, I just don't have the patience. I'm too spoilt now.
Yep.
Biscuits.
Oh, I have to show you something. Maybe later tonight.
Oh man.
Like for a minute there, I don't know, but if, like it has.
Girl, now because I was gonna be like going to sleep, so now I'm like, what?
I can't.
What?
It's someone. I thought it was someone I knew. I'm like, wait a minute, is that who I think it is?
Girl, now you have to text me that.
I'm not sure. Like you have to. I'll show you it and see what you think.
Can you screenshot and text it to me on my phone?
Yeah, but
you feel it needs narration and everything else?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
Ah, damn it. Okay. Now you got me wondering. Meow.
Hey, Michelle.
Yay! We like good news.
Oh, yay! What's the good news?
Oh my goodness! Woo! Crowd is going wild. Woo!
Yay! I can't wait for that.
Purr purr. Meow meow. Purr. I will try to remember to hang the Irish flag.
When's your due date again, Michelle?
Huh?
When's her due date?
Oh fuck! I think she said March. I don't remember. I think she said March, but I'm not sure.
I think so too.
Fuck. It could be May. I mean, I'm thinking it starts with an M, so I don't know. Like because I was trying to read everybody's chat at the time she said it, so I wasn't able to retain everything. To be honest, I didn't know I was gonna be quizzed on this. Fuck. Is this gonna be on the quiz?
Okay.
Okay. I didn't quite understand. Like, I mean, I see what he's corrected it to now, but I didn't get it. But I was just gonna roll with it. Oh, okay. Okay, so so I was right. It was March. I mean, apparently the doctor may have changed it slightly, but I mean, I did retain that. I wasn't sure if I had or not. So woohoo!
My
Well, no,
original
I don't
due
generally
date
like. The only thing I
was
like about
March.
quizzes. The only thing I like about quizzes is that if I'm going to fail, at least I can hurry up and do it. I hate taking forever and still failing. You know.
Your original due date was March, but at my last doctor's appointment, my doctor said my son's coming early. How early? You mean February?
Maybe so. Otherwise, it'd still be March. But I thought March seemed right, but I wasn't certain.
Meow. It's gonna be freezing cold tomorrow. I think like around 10 a.m. tomorrow. It's starting to get really cold. I mean, really cold. It's gonna be in the teens. I miss my mom and dad. I Skyped with them earlier because of the time difference in Ireland. With Christmas around the corner, not having my mom and dad with me is hard. Oh, but at least you can Skype with them. It's like better than nothing. I love you too, Michelle. I have to talk with Ethan, but I might be back after. Okay. I don't plan to going to bed anytime soon. I'm not really that tired, to be honest. Don't forget to leave a like before you leave, Milton. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, I think she went. I think she's wandering about right now. She does that.
He only lost me to TikTok for a few minutes. My ADHD is like, ooh, let's look at this, let's look at that.
I'm happy for my parents. They have earned their retirement after so many years. Is it wrong of me to be a little selfish that I want them with me for Christmas? Absolutely not. You saw my latest video. I like it when people like my stuff. Me too. Same here, Milton. I try to keep up with all the subscriptions I'm subscribed to, but I'll get around to it sooner or later. But all on the same day, eh, not possible. But I try to make my rounds. I don't know. I know I don't see it often enough, but I like your videos. You're like super delightful. It's just really hard to stay polite in the comment section. I hang around some bad influences. Oh, thank you so much, Milton. Yeah, I get you're like around some bad influences. I get that. And thank you for staying polite in the chat. I appreciate it. And plus, I'm no stranger. I've been around on panels that smoke the ganja and pretty much swear like a sailor underneath every word of the sun you can think of. So I'm not really no stranger to that. Hey, VKN. Oh, it is? Trust me, the people you normally hang around with, Super Miss Sandgirl, are the polite people I hang out with. LOL. Yeah, and I think I'm moving more towards that now. Yeah, I've been around the people you hang out with, Milton. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's coming along. Once I'm done with this right here, I'm gonna go to over this side. But I'm not really in a rush with it. I don't want to rush it anyhow because I'm enjoying my time with it. Ah, thank you. It's numbers by painting of Nightmare Before Christmas. It's something I like to do. It helps me relax and unwind. Clear the cobwebs out of my head, and it helps me be relaxed and stuff like that. Because to be honest, like for a while now, I've been really stressed. So I come up here like somewhere around this time of day usually, and helps me relax and unwind. Hey, Bone. Hey, kitty.
Hey, Bone. Purr. Meow meow. You're
Oh, I'm so sorry, Michelle.
what happened? On this. Oh shit.
She misses her folks.
Oh, I do too. Meow meow. I mean mine, not hers. I don't know them, but I'm sure they're awesome. But now, I'm a sad cat. Meow.
Elton, I've been pretty stressed for the last 3 weeks, but I'm starting to get more okay with people yet. And physical contact, I guess. I get to hang with the best person in the world tomorrow, so haha, everybody. Ah, that's cool. I'm glad for you. That's good, Michelle. I'm glad. I'm glad I could help. Do you think all this pain of missing my parents will pass? With that Christmas around the corner, I'll be okay. You'll be okay. Yeah, and plus you said you can Skype with them, so you can Skype with them whenever you want this weekend. And in time reason. So you'll be fine. Yeah. Yes, I plan on Skyping with them on Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. Good. That way they can at least talk with me and my husband. Definitely. Yes, please like, comment, and subscribe, or Campus is going to break your legs and put you in almost child-sized wicker basket. Oof. That's not very, holiday-ish from you, Milton. Was that new movie, Christmas movie on coming that's already out? Violent Night or something like that? Are you gonna go to bed? You have to get up at 5:30 in the morning? Woof. Alright, have a good night, Bone. Thanks for coming. Good night, kitty. You had nightmares when watching the Krampus festival on YouTube? Yikes. And there's a freaking bot in the chat. Oh, thank you, Bone. Thank you for taking care of that. Alright. There's the link on top of the chat. Feel free to hop on in.
Why, don't mind if I do. How you doing over here?
Doing good. Is Captain MKG still playing his game?
No, he handed it like two and a half hours. He ended.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I told him I wasn't going to just hop right off, just to come see you guys because I came to see him first.
Oh, that's fair.
Mhm.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Call of Duty cat.
Mm-hmm.
Meow.
I put that in the chat earlier on, but I don't think you saw it. Call of Duty cat. Yeah, like I said, if it's knocked out like maybe 5 minutes after I sent the message to you, and then next thing I know it's 10:30, 10:15.
And
Oh,
now that I have you both here,
Hey,
yes.
Milton.
I'm gonna say no weird conversations, nothing that could get anyone riled up, nothing to get the channel shut down, and no politics.
Yes,
You're gonna
thank
have to be
you.
good. We're gonna have to be good tonight, so Raquel doesn't have to go on medication.
To be honest, I'm already stressed as it is right now, and it's Shark Week for me. So please don't annoy. So please don't annoy me or piss me off.
Well, damn. Okay.
I won't be too bad.
We appreciate it, and I'll try to politely let you know if you're getting that way.
Appreciate it because.
Do you guys
everybody to have harmony tonight?
Do you guys ever get that feeling that sharks are going to come up and eat you while you're in the bathtub, like when you fall asleep in it?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry.
I only feel like that if I'm like in a lake or something.
I couldn't resist.
Wow.
She seen Shark Week.
I know I did.
I'm fucking evil.
You're evil. That's why the rich king.
I dealt with
True.
family BS today, so I really am not in the freaking mood for crap today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I've ever done anything to contribute to it.
Nah, you're good. It's just family bullshit.
You should be sorry, BK. It's all your fault.
Why's those gotta be the burger? What do you have against the burger? It's because I'm a burger, isn't it?
I'm like, yay, family fun time this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Family fun time can be good. I miss doing farm work with my dad when I was younger. Oh, that poor old man. Like, he used to give up his weekends to do farm work with me after working all week. And I was at the farms where they don't speak like a lick of English when they're talking about farm equipment. But the best he could hope for is German.
Which actually, English comes from German. Did you know that? Yeah. English is a Germanic language. It comes from Germany. Yeah.
I heard that, yeah. The pre-Shakespearean English. Am I correct?
Yes. English actually is now German.
It's now one of the, and I mean this in a good way, it's now one of the most mongrelized languages on the planet now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I like languages when they get all mixed up with all sorts of stuff. They normally keep all the best words.
Yeah. Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Isaac. How are you doing?
Hi, Isaac. That's a biblical name.
Also, is my name, Daniel. God is my judge.
I don't trust Burger's name, Daniel. I trust Burger's name, Dan, but not Daniel.
I wouldn't say my name is that. I don't, my government name, as Moira will put it, it's not really biblical. I think it's like more Victorian.
I changed my name back when I was 18, and very few people know what it was. Know what it was between 14 and 18.
Yeah, you can't trust me anymore. You can't trust me anymore. I'm BK Daniel.
Oh no, not a Daniel. No.
Oh, it's funny.
For some reason, one of the sweetest sounding names is disturbing. No.
Your husband was not happy when I did that to him after he made me watch that horrible festival online.
Oh no, you don't want to look at my search history then.
I'm sorry, Michelle.
He lost his ass off when you're having nightmares after you watch the movie.
Oh man, that's horrible.
I would punch him in the balls for that.
I think you probably deserve it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, the ball punching's a bit much. Like,
No.
He deserved it at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. I made him go without for a day because he made me rush the Krampus festival. Yeah, he
Yeah.
deserves it. Yeah, wasn't happy. Oh well, too bad for him. Wasn't a happy camper when I withheld when he laughed at me having nightmares after watching the Krampus festival with him. Like I said, punch him in the balls.
He deserved it.
Yep.
And just from a guy's point of view, he deserved it at that point.
I'm just saying it might be a bit much if he did it the first time, if he laughed the first time. Maybe he just is a nervous laughter.
Milton, if she did it the first time, he would not do it a second. Just from a guy's point of view, okay? Yeah, trust me. He wouldn't do it the second.
I'm just saying at least one warning.
No, not with that. Not with that. No, not with that.
Not with having nightmares. No, you don't.
Yeah. You don't, no. As I said, not with that, no.
I suppose I hate it when people make fun of me when I wake up having nightmares. That's normally after I pass out in their car, though. Yeah, I don't travel well.
Nah, I don't travel well either. It's quite taxing on me. That's why I usually just crash when I get to my destination.
Oh, he fucking deserved it. I'm sorry, Michelle. He fucking deserved it. If he knew it, yeah.
If he knows
Hey,
that you don't like scary things, yeah, then he fucking deserves it.
And after he
Yeah,
said that it wouldn't be
exactly, yeah.
scary, after he said it wouldn't be scary, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
actually, yeah, he deserves that. Actually, in that context, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if it's your idea, it's funny, but if it's his idea, like, he freaking deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
Because, like, yeah, Krampus as a concept is a little bit scary. Until you realize he only goes after horrible people. So as long as you're not horrible, you're fine.
But still, yeah. You don't mess with another person's psyche like that. Especially with your wife.
I mess with Elizabeth whenever I want to. Yet again, she punches me in the face, so yeah.
Oh, you're horrible, Milton. You're horrible.
Hey, she's stronger than me. She can kick the crap out of me whenever she wants. She nearly did when she found out 2 of my YouTube videos were filmed at her house.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I took down a bunch of videos not too long ago. Like, I was just worried that some of them might have been. Yeah.
Yeah,
There are people in
I
this
can see
world that scare
why
me.
that would put you in hot water. Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't have my camera on or anything. I didn't even know that they were filmed there.
Obviously, you had your camera on.
Yeah, she could tell by the days they were uploaded. I had paper over the camera. I was fine. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does not like cameras if they're not filmed.
Understandable.
Mm-hmm.
With her religion, she should be more okay with them if they're not filmed, but she loves film cameras.
I don't like to be on camera all the time. I just don't.
Understandable.
You're on camera right now. Dun, dun,
I
dun.
know, but you can't really see my face.
I can see your hands, and they look like hands.
She's got hands instead of paws.
It's shocking with some of the people I hang out with what you'll see.
No, not gonna go there. No. Not in a
I
million years.
haven't. I am not a fan of horror films either, Michelle.
I'm normally good with horror films, but I normally find them funny.
And I just don't like it. Like people are like asking me, like, "Have you seen Alien?" No, I don't plan on watching it either.
I get like the bleeding nose pass outs whenever I watch ghost movies, but I'm okay with haunted houses.
Like I'm fine with the toned down version of the scene that I saw on Spaceballs. I'm okay with that.
Okay, yeah. I think I know what scene you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the Scary Movie franchise? Because they're more comedies.
What? No.
Oh, have you not seen the Scary Movie franchise? There's no other way to word it. They take the piss out of horror movies.
Oh,
It's just
those
hilarious.
movies. No, I really haven't.
I got AFK for like 1 minute. Okay.
Okay.
BK, like I can't believe you'd say such horrible things about the funniest movies ever. Like I've based my life on those movies. What about that scene where Charlie Sheen tries to take a bunch of pills to end his life and he accidentally takes a bunch of Viagra and falls out the window?
Oh dear. You're a bad fox.
It's not the first time a girl said that to me.
I bet it wasn't. I've never been a fan of horror movies, even though we are pagan and Wiccan. I don't invite negative, dark energy into our home. And watching a festival on YouTube dedicated to a demon is inviting that demon to enter our home. I agree. I totally agree.
Okay,
Actually,
I heard my name. I heard my name come out of your avatar. What'd you say? Milton?
I said I can't believe you would say such blasphemy about the Scary Movie franchise. That was just hurtful.
Yeah, he did say that.
That's not what you said.
The Charlie Sheen.
I said I was going to be AFK for 1 minute. I was just starting to walk away. I heard you say something. Now, what did you say?
Where? That's
Sorry.
what you said.
Sorry, I was just proclaiming myself to be bigger than you. Sorry. I'm just taller, that's all. I know, BK, it's shocking, but I'm much taller than a cheeseburger. Oh. I've been curled up in my blankets all day and it's summertime. No sane person should do that.
Curled up in a nice blankie with hot cocoa with marshmallows sounds nice.
It's the middle of summer. I've just been curled up hugging them all day.
I know it's middle of summer for you, but it's like the middle of the winter for the rest of us on here.
Yeah, I'm just saying the same thing, but chocolate milk.
Ooh, that's good too. Yeah.
And aircon on freezing with an ice water bottle. It's like a hot water bottle you just throw in the freezer and freeze it. They don't last long. My bedroom is the best room ever, even if I have to clean the floor.
Yeah, I don't like to clean, but it has to be done.
The only other bedroom I can stay in is like scary sterile unless I stay at mum and dad's. So my bedroom's the best. People shouldn't keep all their cool stuff in their offices, okay? It's scary.
No. By the way, I had to go rewind the video. I said AFK for a minute. I ain't seen about scary movie franchise. I said AFK for a minute. I don't know what you really heard.
I wasn't paying enough attention to hear AFK. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In my defense, I've been that jellied out all day that I've just been hugging a big pile of blankets. The dog abandoned me.
The dog abandoned you.
He hates summer about as much as I do. Yeah. Which is every day of summer except when we're at the river.
Okay. Understandable there.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can jump in the river.
Yeah, the river makes up for summer. That's why everybody likes summer.
Right.
Oh, hi, spooky doggy. Who's the hairy berry boy? I am, but you're hairy too.
He came to see you.
What's that?
He came to see you.
Yeah, because I started patting the bed. Oh, now he's on his couch.
Okay.
Milton, your avatar reminds me of the fox I used to love from my favorite Nickelodeon cartoon, David the Gnome, who the version I watched was in Norwegian. That was my favorite cartoon as a little girl. I'm not really familiar with that show, to be honest.
I really want to show off my fox skin now, but I'm not going to. I like it when my avatar is complimented. I found it on Pinterest.
Really?
Oh, nice. Hey, Alistair.
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
Alistair.
up?
Hey.
Hello,
how you doing?
Alistair.
How's everyone doing?
Doing good. How
Yeah.
you doing?
Same.
Lovely.
Doing good.
Lovely.
I'm doing.
I had some fun on a Discord chat a few hours ago.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we were talking about a lot of same interests and ended up finding out that we all have are on the autism spectrum
Mm-hmm.
in it, and I was watching the dude play Sonic Generations, and
Okay.
then he played the Revenge of the Sith video game too.
Nice.
Yep.
If you
And
like
now-
autistic discords, why aren't you on mine?
Oh, you have one?
Yeah.
Alistair, what are you getting into?
Oh.
Yeah. I have never scared anybody away from my Discord before they even show up.
Oh.
Hey, we have look. It's a nice place. We have wholesome Christians there now.
Very family-friendly Christian server.
Well, I won't allow smut on it, so it's good.
And tomorrow, the same dude that I was talking to is going to stream the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga too.
Okay.
Okay.
So that will be fun. And
Yeah.
one of the people I talked to, I talked to on other servers before, and even on a Jurassic Park server he owns. And I invited him, and he basically got excited because, well, it's one of the few servers that he's in that actually has an active voice chat.
Oh, Alice, this one's directed at you. Did you see it? Do you see it, Alistair?
See what?
In the chat.
Well, let me see. Okay.
Haha, I can't look at the chat.
Okay, I don't see anything in the chat.
Michelle, Alistair, did you know that people used to get mad at my father for teaching Star Wars as a little girl?
What? Really?
Teaching me Star Wars, yeah. A lot of my
Jeez.
father's friends kept telling him that Star Wars wasn't for girls.
What BS.
Yeah.
Bull Shrek. My mom and Nana are Star Wars fans, and I don't bat an eye.
My sister is too.
My mum got mad at me doing anything fun growing up, so that's why I joined the forestry club.
The Forestry Club?
Yeah, and I was one of the nerds that called it the firewood club because it was the funnest part about it.
Sounds like your mom is a fun police officer.
Oh yeah, you have problems with passing out. You're not allowed to play with a chainsaw. Screw you.
I pass out with a chainsaw, to be honest.
I had never either. I get like half an hour's warning. I'm fine with it. Like I'm allowed to get my certificate and everything.
Yeah.
Like she uses it for excuse why I don't have my driver's license. The reason I don't have my driver's license is I can't see on a bright day. Otherwise, I'm fine.
As well it should be, Michelle. As well it should be.
Exactly, I agree.
So, Alistair, have you ever met a guy called Crowley?
Crowley?
Alistair Crowley?
Oh, I heard of him, but don't know him too much, aside from him being a cultist.
Oh, Alistair Crowley. I didn't catch that, Milton. I did not catch that.
I knew
it took me half a second.
Trolling something.
It took me half a second. Alistair Crowley.
That's where the name comes from for the radio demon on Hotel Has Been. That's where it comes from.
It took me half a second to catch it. Yeah.
Took me half a second what Milton was up to. Yeah.
No, I caught exactly what it was. It wasn't Crowley or Alistair or Crowley. It was Alistair Crowley. Yep.
Yeah, well, I heard the name. Yeah, like you said, I knew the name, but didn't know who he was much until a few people mentioned that he was a cultist leader.
Yeah, he was a cultist that founded a cult. Most occultists don't do that. That's because he stole everybody else's religion and butchered it and created his own one called Flea Mart.
Flea Mart?
Yeah, close enough.
Michelle, maybe you could bring up a conversation as this is what I really want to do next year. You know, make a thing of it. Go to New York and for a couple of days, and yeah.
Oh, you want to talk to your husband to go with you to see the Phantom of the Opera next summer in New York City? Oh, that sounds lovely.
She wants to talk to her husband. She's asking how can she do it.
Yeah. I went to Las Vegas many years ago now, watching Phantom of the Opera.
Her husband doesn't like musicals, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Phantom of the Opera has such.
You see, I remember that. You see, Michelle, I remember that from a few days ago. Sorry. I'm talking to Michelle.
I always found the Phantom of the Opera to be two-faced.
Oh, come on. That's bad.
It's like, a very tragic love story.
You know what's tragic? When he takes that mask off.
Ah, come on.
Well, you know what?
What?
I can't sing a love song like the way it's meant to be.
Oh, actually, I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but there is a musical sequel to the Phantom of the Opera.
Really?
Yes, and it's called Love Never Dies.
Of course, love never dies. It's a promise, not an emotion.
Yeah, I do have the musical movie / Broadway show DVD on DVD.
Milton, what's
What
love
did I do?
got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion?
I think
That's
I have.
Lust, not Love, boyo.
I think I have
That's
the
Tina.
DVD
That's Tina
in front of
Turner.
me.
Tina Turner. Yeah.
Also, to ask this too, is the Phantom of the Opera, well, the character a ghost or just a dude with a disfigured face that he keeps behind a mask?
Yes, I have them. Okay, I'm gonna show them real quick. All right, I have.
He's got a question for
I
you,
have
Raquel.
the Cats
Okay,
DVD,
Cats. Yep.
Uh huh.
the original Cats Broadway.
Please tell me you have
Oh,
Rent.
not the ones with the buttholes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't.
You
I
have
don't
Rent.
have the CGI movie of Cats. No.
Please tell me you have Rent. Please tell me you have Rent.
What?
Please tell me you have Rent.
Rent?
Yeah.
No.
Have you
Oh.
ever heard of, I'm sure you heard of the musical Cats, but have you ever heard of the musical Rats? They were always trying to catch up with it.
You own Rent, Phantom of the Opera, Newies, Wicked, The Greatest Showman on Earth soundtracks.
Oh, the world's greatest showman. That's awesome.
Rent is awesome too.
I haven't seen Rent. I haven't seen Newies. I haven't seen Wicked, and I haven't seen The Greatest Showman on Earth. yet.
Now, Wicked, you've got to read the book and then see the musical.
Okay. Yeah, and then I got like the movie of Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
And yeah,
Cool.
like I do have the musical sequel to Phantom of the Opera, and it's called Love Never Dies.
Oh, awesome.
And the only movie anybody needs to see this time of year is The Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus and as charming as a heel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana peel with a greasy black heap.
Nice.
Nice, Alistair.
That song is very fitting to Elizabeth's personality. I'm allowed to be mean to her.
Yeah, I need to get some.
Oh, thank you, Michelle.
Hey, Jedi.
I would have liked that. Yes, thank you, Michelle.
Aw. Hey, Jedi Bell, how are you?
Oh,
Hi,
Bell.
Mr. Bill.
Yeah,
Hi, ho. It's Mr. Bell.
I want to get that. I do want to get the Phantom of the Opera Broadway DVD.
Also,
So-
to reiterate a question I had earlier,
Yeah.
is the Phantom of the Opera character a actual ghost or this guy with this figured face, just only wearing a mask to hide
Guy
it?
with a figure face.
Yeah, he's just a freak. A freak.
Ah,
Oh, it's so cruel because he's like got a good heart. He's actually a good person. I should do that.
okay.
Yeah, I can understand that, Michelle. I can understand that. I can relate. My ex-wife didn't like Star Trek, and she wouldn't go to HTREC-Con with me.
Yeah. And since he's supposed to be a tragic character, he always gets lumped into the horror category, you know?
Sorry, I was also talking to Michelle. Yeah,
Oh, no worries, you're fine. I'm just speaking out.
I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not talking to you, Alistair. You don't count.
I talked to Alistair. He's a good guy.
No, BK, you said it. You said it like we're never talking to him again.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
No, I get it, Alistair. You're just a hateful. I get it, BK. You're just hateful and horrible and mean to Alistair.
I've
Hey.
never been mean to Alistair. I've never been mean to Alistair.
He's never done anything to me.
Well, that should
He's
be a
no
hint.
two-faced man.
Michelle, that should be a hint to him. Yeah.
Alistair, I will never stifle your voice.
You
Oh,
already know.
I'm a number this. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
What?
I'm a number this. I'm a number watching this as a kid. Joseph, an amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Uh-oh. What is it?
It was a musical from Andrew Weber. I'm a number. I think there was a really seductive scene that I wasn't supposed to see.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You know,
I
one
have
of the
never
one of
watched-
those one of the ladies' outfits in the movie.
Okay. Okay. Really?
I
now?
have
Yeah,
I have never watched the
I'm a number. Like,
musical.
I don't think I'm supposed to see. It's like it's like that scene in Titanic when Jack is drawing
Yep.
what's her
Rose.
face? Rose. Drawing her naked in that drawing.
Uh-huh.
Wherever you are.
Oh man, I have heard that song so many times. It's like,
Yeah, it was worth getting detention so we could listen to it.
I actually don't know Greatest Showman on Earth.
What? The World's Greatest Showman. That's like the best movie ever.
it annoys me that my husband can't get into musicals for me, even though he loves me. Well, and maybe he has different tastes. I get it. I mean, I play
He's
the
a
music.
manly man, so he's going to pretend to hate all musicals, but he'll watch them when you're not around.
I don't know, maybe.
That's
I
the law.
mean, I play the music all the time when we are in the car. I haven't not seen The Greatest Showman on Earth yet. Mora, Jared Bale says hello.
Yeah, I never seen the Greatest Showman either, but I know it's based on the Barnum and Bailey Brothers circus. So there's
I know
that.
Hugh Jackman is in the movie.
Hugh Jackman?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, and I said his name right too.
Yeah, Hugh.
Huge Jackman?
Huge.
No,
Not huge.
no,
Hugh. H-U-G-H.
Hugh.
Hugh.
Don't you freaking start, Milton.
Hugh.
What? Huge jacked man?
No.
Sorry.
I know. For a long while, I was saying his name is Huge Jackman until my friend told me I was pronouncing it wrong.
I did not know that till now. I just know that's like an old joke with Hugh Jackman, as you call him huge jacked man.
I'm going to have to look for that song. Thank you, Michelle.
It's
I don't know.
It's the only reason I remember that celebrity's name, by the way.
Because of me? Great.
No, other people told me that joke. I would never make fun of you, Rochelle. Did I ever tell anybody that I like lying to people?
Because you just called her Michelle? Yeah.
It's not Rochelle, is it? What? What is it?
Raquel.
Raquel, sorry. I'm really bad with names, and I've been too scared to say it for nearly a year. Sorry. That's why.
What? You've been scared of pronouncing my name nearly a year? How come?
It's a new name, and I'm not good with new names.
You seem to do just fine in the chat with it.
That's because he puts R-A. R-A, and he comes up perfect.
Shut up. Like, auto spell does most of the work for me in the chat. Like, otherwise it takes me 15 minutes to spell a name.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah. You see, I know exactly what you were doing. Yeah.
Like, half the time I have to sort out hand cramp halfway between spelling some people's names. I wish I was joking about that. I'm not.
I know you're not. That's why I'm not laughing, because I know you're not joking.
I
There's
normally only
one-
put up that level of pain to draw.
I think you know this person, Milton. I think you know. His name is such a mouthful, so I just call him his name by I just call him one name because his whole YouTube handle name is like too much.
It's not.
Um,
It's not Fedorable the Horrible, is it?
No,
Snowy
Yeah,
Hoopers?
no.
I just call him FBI because I know he hates the FBI.
Flowers by Irene?
Hold on a second.
It's not Jesse Miller at the Crow's Nest, is it?
No. No, it's I know this. I know this because I see it all the time. Is
No, you did it?
Cosmic Yaga south of Dunwich?
Yeah, no, like I'm not even spelling that. You can say hi to me as much as you want. I'm not even attempting to write that.
So I just usually call him Cosmic.
I mean, I love H.P. Lovecraft stories as much as the next person, but yeah, no.
Yeah, his name's a mouthful, but that's why I usually call him Cosmic for short.
Michelle, I know who Amy Lee is, and oh yeah, you've done anything like her. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know who Flora Jansen is.
My favorite song from that movie is Rewrite the Stars. My two older brothers, my husband, all say when I sing that I sound like a cross between Amy Lee of Evanescence and Flora Jansen of Nightwish. Oh, nice. You have to sing for me sometime, Michelle.
I know the song of Amy Lee. Yeah.
People say when I sing, I sound like a cross between a death rattle and only sounds dogs wish they never heard.
Rattle, rattle.
Thank you, Holster. Thank you.
I was trying to take a drink there. You are a horrible person.
Thank you, Holster. Thank you.
No problem.
I nearly spat my OJ. Oh, Kerry's orange juice is the best, but people keep getting me the sweet stuff, and I like the original. It's the only thing I don't want more sugar in.
I can't have sugar.
Don't worry, I eat enough for the both of us.
Oh, fair enough. Thank you.
Like,
I'm
not
real
joking.
bad diabetic stuff. Yeah.
Hey, don't worry. If diabetes hits me, I'm just gonna die.
Don't get diabetes.
I'm
Okay.
not runs in your family. I just might.
It runs in my family. It stopped on me.
So you can't have 3 blocks of chocolate for dinner and regret your life for the next 2 days afterwards.
I can't have one without dying. Okay, it's really that bad with me.
Oh shit.
My diabetes, shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, so I shouldn't point out how delicious chocolate ice cream is and cookies and cream ice cream and like sometimes you can just put sprinkles on top or hundreds and thousands. Sorry.
Hey, Geek Hero Bubba.
Hey, Gitero.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Oh man, I have hit a hornet's nest on Twitter.
Oh.
Yay, I love hornet's nests.
As you
Okay,
can
what
tell,
happened?
As you can tell, I am eat up with remorse. In any event, now it's just more SJW stomping. You know how it goes.
Okay.
It's Vic Manana stuff mainly.
Oh, what? Are they still crying about, how supposedly guilty he is, which he really is not?
Yeah, it's mainly that. But yeah, no, it's always fun when they walk in and pontificate and act like their side is the only side that has any credibility at all. And so,
no, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, it's just funny to walk in and, hit the old pinata with the bat and see what comes out.
Oh, the beautiful thing is if you get onto a Discord group that has a lot of them in it, and you just say a few comments that points out their own hypocrisy, they all just blow up.
Oh God, it's hilarious. And they do that on Twitter too. But like I said, it's like a swarm. They'll you whack them away for a minute, and then they come back. Stingers ready, and I mean, it's ineffectual and stupid. But man, I'll tell you, playing rope-a-dope sure does get me through long shifts at work.
The fun one is when you can get them all to turn on each other, because you point out one thing they're doing that they think is anti-racist is far more racist than what they do, far more racist than just leaving it. And then they all just start going at each other's throats, and it's just really
this particular group, they hang together a lot. They're very coordinated, and they've gotten past all that. SJWs have team building as well, and unfortunately, this is one of those teams. But these are all with the I Stand with Vic posting their L's. Like this is that group.
The ones I hate is self-victimization groups where they glorify it to the point where they're just destroying themselves.
Yeah.
I also love watching them destroy themselves, though.
Okay, I want to answer Michelle's question. I know a lot of people hate women with tattoos, but in our cultural tradition, my husband's, my daughter's, and my unborn son's name written in Gaelic and Norwegian. My kid's name on my shoulders, and my husband's on my side. 3 most important people in my life. Yeah, it's totally your decision if you want to get that tattoo or not. I don't see why not.
I don't hate women with tattoos. I hate plenty of women without tattoos.
So, how many of you have grown in the last 24 hours to despise and or laugh at the term kidults?
Kidults?
So,
you learned about the little community.
Yeah. So the mainstream NBC in this case has finally picked up on the fact that adults also buy toys, made for children. Yeah, well, they're just now getting around to realizing that, and as a result of that, they have, they have admitted. Now, of course, they're underplaying it. They're trying to say that we are only 1/4 of the industry, and that we are the only ones responsible for the industry growth. When I will tell you from experience, we're actually 100% of it, because we're still buying. This stuff we're buying stuff for our kids too, our nieces, nephews, if not direct offspring. So it's really stupid of them to assume, that we're only 1/4 of it. That being said, even by their numbers, there's something wrong there. Like we're at least 1/3 of it. But that, all that aside, that they have decided to call us kidults. And I'll tell you, I haven't heard the news come up with a dumber moniker for a group of people than when they came up with tweens.
And not to mention, sorry.
All you, I'm going to have to leave all you kidults because somebody's trying to get a hold of me, but I might be back.
All right, thanks for coming, Milton.
Well, yeah, have a good one.
I love you, kidults. You guys be good. Hopefully, Santa brings you plenty of toys.
That's fair.
Laters.
Yeah, and as I was going to reply to what you said, not to mention we ain't doing it just for collecting it either,
Yeah.
So yeah, it is pretty stupid of them to call us that.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. They're like, for instance, I collect a lot. In fact, I might not even be a geek collector. I'm more like a geek hoarder, but that's not the point. the point is, I think it probably went into hoarding when I had to get a storage unit to hold all of my stuff. But yeah, I can only keep some stuff out, displayed at a time. But the point is, one day I'll have a house big enough to display it all, and if anybody tries to rob me, they're going to find out firsthand that I know how to use that trident that's signed by Jason Momoa. But anyway, the point. Oh yeah, it's really kick-ass. I've got a trident made out of wood that this guy that does wooden weapons and shields at the Renaissance Fair made for me. I've known this dude since I've known this dude since I was like 10 years old, and I'm 31 now, so it's been a while. Anyway, it's really kick-ass, man. He made this full-size trident, and I went in 2019, right before everything hit the fan, and I went in 2019 and had Jason Momoa sign it for me. So it hangs above my television set.
Michelle says, I'm proud of the collection I have of mine. Geek. I collect Arcane and Leagues of Legends figures. I'm not ashamed to say I'm an Arcane and League of Legends fan. Actually, I watched the TV series of that on Netflix recently.
Yeah.
Arcane?
Arcane of League of Legends? Yes, yeah. I believe so. I like, one of the main characters, I think her name is Jinx, I think.
Yeah, that's her name.
Mm-hmm. I forget her sister's name, though. You know what I'm talking about, Alice? The one with the pink hair?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Though I haven't seen much of League of Legends myself, but I have seen some of the characters and other stuff.
I can't remember her name, though.
And I know it's also a prequel to the game, too. Well, at least I thought at first, because I had someone tell me that it's technically its own universe, too. But I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, so...
Everything keeps getting retconned. You can never tell anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And
all of the series is centered around her and her sister Violet. Yes, Violet and Jinx, but she goes by another name. Jinx goes by another name.
Oh, speaking of another name, is anybody excited about that prequel to Bayonetta?
Oh, they're making a prequel to Bayonetta?
I didn't know that.
Okay, so you know the demon that kidnaps her daughter in the main series?
I haven't fully explored it, but
okay. Well, in any event, this is when she first meets that demon, and the demon has kidnapped her mom. So she starts out as a little girl saving her mom from the same thing that wants revenge from her or on her later on. Any way you look at it, I am usually not a fan of prequels. I am a person that wants them to continue to tell the story forward. I am tired. Even the word prequel, I detest. I want, Star Wars did it and it was great. There were a lot of people that disagree with that, but that's not the point. The point is that Star Wars and Harry Potter did it, and everybody suddenly fucking decides it's okay. It's a good thing, And I'm like, no, I don't want to hear how so-and-so got their, had their tooth knocked out 20 years ago, and that's why they have a vendetta against their mama. I don't care about all that. What I want is for the story to continue to move forward. But, I seem to be in the minority on that. So, yeah.
I understand. Especially since not everything has to be a prequel.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Michelle. Her name, Jinx's other name was Powder. You're hoping with Arcane they don't take into the video game story. I'm hoping Jinx gets a redemption arc and reunites with her sister. Well, I can't wait for the second series to come out, whenever that comes out. From what I heard, Arcane is its own contained universe, and it won't follow the video game, so it's separate. All right.
Yeah. And
so is it separate but using the same characters?
Apparently so.
see that gets a little dicey too. You know, there's a whole reason why back in the day DC Comics decided to put the kibosh on that, and since then, not only have they undone that, everybody else has too. Maybe try to keep one continuity and stick to it. You know, I don't know. Enough with the prequels, enough with the alternate realities. I like alternate realities when they show up as supplements to the main reality. I don't like them to just carry on like, you know, parallel, and it just irritates me. It's confusing to the normies, and the normies spend money, and I don't know, me trying to explain it to all of them just makes them mad at me. And I don't, you know, but the next person I hear, you know, yell at me, no, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, you know, like, no, Miles Morales is a Spider-Man. The Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
I agree with that.
But, well, yes, but if you say that on Twitter, suddenly, you know, you remember that Hornet's Nest scenario.
Yep.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I've removed a lot of hornets' nests in real life, you know, of the literal variety, and the same basic rules apply. You have to be swift, you have to be rough, and you have to not be afraid to get stung.
And to also mention this too, sometimes leaving some aspects of a story or a world vague and mysterious is always more better that way, because since, especially if that's the whole point and is made with that in mind, because it keeps us, you know, our brains, you know, active, and keeps us, you know, thinking in a good way, you know, have our own interpretation, like the Forerunners from Halo, for example. Originally, it was not known who they were and what they were, and all we knew, and the only thing we knew, well, in the Halo universe, is that they left the technology after they passed away. After they fired the Halo array to try to starve the Flood, and by the time Halo 3 came out, two separate teams from Bungie were trying to settle on which one they try to explain. One wanted to go with them being a separate species, while another team wanted to go with them being ancient humans. Well, by the time 343, you know, picked up the series, they kind of just went with the whole separate species thing and basically screw up the Forerunner War by making them narcissistic, warmongering aliens rather than just vague aliens with that had a purpose to, you know, stopping a greater evil from ancient history, and it really ruined the mystery of them and fun out of them.
Well, I don't know. I haven't really played anything past Halo 4. I own those games. I just haven't really gotten into them. Did they? Weren't they responsible for creating the Flood by accident?
Well, extended material and I've explained that technically the Flood were actually the precursors, which are these godlike beings that created the world, the universe, decaying, that decayed into the parasite we know and love. We know, and ancient humanity had an encounter with them back when we were a technologically advanced starfaring people. We were running away from the Flood, and by the time we run into the Forerunners, we end up going to war with them. And then by the time the Flood joined the fray, the Forerunners learned that the reason why we were running away, and they also did some experiments on us just to see what the Flood's like, or even find a cure. But by the time they fired the Halo array and killing themselves, they also reduced us back into a hunter-gatherer state after we got genetically recloned. when our DNA sample, along with other species DNA, got
see, you're right. That is very, very, very convoluted. That they went a little far with that.
Yeah, and then they had they also established that one of the forerunners that we saw in Halo 4, the librarian, basically tending and being with humanity on Earth, and then there's the Didact, the main villain of Halo 4, basically wanted to convert humans into Prometheans after changing his mind about making forerunners into Prometheans to combat the flood, and then the librarian was opposed to that, and but the Didact still did what he did, and basically the librarian shot him to unconsciousness and basically imprisoned him in this domain, the little ball thing he was imprisoned in originally.
I fell in love with Arcane, and it broke my heart to see Powder become Jinx and get separated from her sister Violet. Oh, it did me too. Hopefully, somehow she gets her redemption and reunites with her sister at the end. Hey, Cosmic. I have a question. Does anyone follow soaps like General Hospital? Nope. I really wish Steve Burton could come back. I really need my crush Jason Morgan back. LOL. I stopped following those back in the 90s. LOL. They kind of ran out of storylines. I used to watch Neighbors and East Tenders back when it was good. I need Jason back on General Hospital. I have such a crush on Jason Sony's right-hand man. Yeah, I'm not familiar with General Hospital either, Cosmic. Kitty, are you still there? Kitty.
Yeah, I have noticed that she's still muted. I haven't even jumped on early yet, at least at the time.
It sucks now that Stephen Burton's character Jerson was killed off. Aw. I think Kitty's asleep.
Asleep and forgot to jump off.
No, she does that.
Ah, okay. Almost kind of like you one time when you were on one of Roden's old streams one time.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. Hey, it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Geek was Geek was also right about what I explained was basically being convoluted. And it's basically explaining something that shouldn't have never been explained to begin with, and only we're given way more crappier handling on a mystery than what the original creators originally intended, sort of. I mean, then again, even they didn't know what to do with the Forerunners by the time of Halo 3, but then again, still, they at least still had an intent, with them,
Right.
And then again, they also made a lot of other, silly decisions, especially with when they were changing the art style, and when it got backlashed with two specific things that they pointed out about the new art style they used for Halo 4 and 5. Instead of just saying, "Look, this is our vision, and this is what we're gonna use. This is the art style we're gonna go with throughout the run, and that's what we're gonna use going forward." Instead, they just end up backpedaling and saying stuff like nanobots and subspecies, which only made things worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with the whole nanobots thing, that was used to explain why Chief's armor looked differently from in Halo 4 than what we saw in Halo 3. But that also doesn't explain why the Dawn also has a new color paint and is also now a new and the Generation 2 UNSC frigate, along with all the other weapons on the Dawn, being the current UNSC version for the current tech as well, you know.
Right.
And then with the subspecies part, it was used to explain why the elites look way different than what they look like, and that also ended up causing be stupid because they gave the Arbiter from Halo 2 and 3 the same design as that said subspecies,
Right.
Which is only
Jason reminds me of my husband Devlin. That is why I have a crush on that character. LOL. Look at Wikipedia, says C. Burton as Jason Morgan. All right, I'll look it up a little later.
Yeah. And of course, there's probably other problems that the current handlers of Halo have been giving the universe's lore so much problems, like so much emphasis on Spartans rather than anything else, and then this whole making the Forerunners this evil all the time, all along kind of deal, crap, and then and then there's the lack of like I mentioned with the whole Spartan emphasis.
Welcome back, Milton.
G'day. I talked Ethan into showing up on your panel.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna
really?
love Ethan. He's the coolest.
All right.
Sweet.
He's a little nervous because he doesn't know you guys and he's scared of you, but he's awesome.
All right.
Alrighty.
You don't have to be nervous. We're friendly here.
I tried telling him that.
But I get you. Is this his first time being on the panel?
I told him that you're even nicer than Wednesday Addams.
Ah, thank you. Yeah, but if this is his first time being on the panel, I understand. It was, I was like that at first.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to. I at this point, I'm just trying to make the conversation about him until he shows up because he promised. If he doesn't show up, I'm really gonna drive the boot into him for a whole week.
Yeah. Well, he's welcome
He
to
might
join.
come up as Weebs or Weebaroo or something like that, though.
What do you come up?
As Weebs or Weebaroo, something like that. One of his usernames.
Okay.
So what is everybody talking about? Is it me? And how great am I?
Well, I've just been rambling about Halo lore for the past few seconds after replying to what Geek Hero said.
I haven't really played Halo, really. I understand, Milton. Here you go. Hello, welcome, Ethan.
Hi, Ethan.
Welcome. I'm Raquel.
He's probably fixing his audio. Just remember, Ethan's a sensitive soul. You guys got to be really nice to him.
I gotcha.
Yeah. He's a wallflower.
Delicate as a little flower.
Like Jens is a wallflower,
Jens? No. Hey, Soda Poopus, how are you doing?
Hello, Snorter Poopus.
Yo.
I understand, Cosmic. I know how social anxiety is.
He couldn't figure out his audio. I'm going to hold that over for weeks.
Oh boy. That's okay.
Yeah, he obviously couldn't figure out was the Morse setting.
He was on, though. And then he turned his mic off. He's back. Hello, Ethan.
Ethan, stop giving us the silent treatment, you bastard.
I think he only need to. Is he on his computer or phone?
I don't know. Hit the more button, Ethan, and you can fix your audio.
Yeah, just unclick the mute button, and then you will be able to hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
click
say
on
something.
the mic icon.
Yeah, just unclick the mute button.
God damn it, Ethan! You're bad at live streams. You're embarrassing me.
Hmm.
Oh, come on now. This is just a learning experience for him.
Ethan, this is worse than what you did to Cole.
No, I'm sorry, my internet wasn't working till now.
I can hear you now. Welcome, Ethan.
Hey,
Welcome,
thank you.
Mom.
I'm Raquel. I'm working on Paint by Numbers. It's Night Before Christmas.
Ah, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you?
So,
Not bad. Having a very relaxing night.
Cool. Are you ready for the holidays?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah.
I know I am.
Me too. I got everything done. I can relax this weekend.
I'm a bottle of bourbon and a bottle of vodka away from being ready for the holidays, so I'm nearly ready. Well, I have an interesting family. You know the kind of family you want to be extremely drunk to be around?
No.
Lucky.
Like I said, I don't really drink, so.
Oh. That's one way of saying that you've had a better family life than me. Nah, I don't really drink either. Like about a bottle of bourbon a year, and yeah, you guys probably hear me most of the time when I'm having cider or something.
Probably, yeah.
So, Ethan, what do you think about my cool friends?
Very cool. Nice to meet y'all again.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you, good sir.
Mhm.
Hey, PK Dan, I think Mora Kitty's asleep.
Ethan, you should tell them some embarrassing stories about Cole. That's how I break the ice. You know, like the whole time he thought he was a reptilian or 51 different gods. Nobody believes me when I tell them that, but it's actually the truth. He's better now. What about the time you bullied Cole accidentally out of the server, Ethan?
What?
Yeah, Cole's in a bad mood with Ethan at the moment.
Uh-oh.
Ethan told him to grow the fuck up. Okay, I'm trying to embarrass you, Ethan, so you break the ice by telling them that it's not as bad as I say, but you're not doing a good job of that.
Well, it is about that bad.
What? Are you telling me I didn't do any work? I did all the work.
Okay, that's fair too. I was a little mean to him, but it was an overtime thing.
Heck, I was the bale of hay. You were just the straw.
Well, as soon as that 40 hours ends and the overtime begins, anything we say and do cannot be held against us. That's in any industry.
Welcome back,
What?
Carol.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I had some work stuff to handle.
At least you overheard my ramblings about Halo, huh?
Most of them, for a minute, I did have to put the headphones down so I wouldn't get, reported for having them on. But, yeah, no, I heard most of it. And like I said, they got a little too convoluted with most of the Halo lore.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with Halo.
Well, I would love to blame 343, but technically Bungie was already kind of getting weird to begin with. You can mostly blame 343. They are about 90% of the problem, but that's just how it goes.
Was Halo
That's
3 still
said.
Bungie?
No, 343 is still owned by Microsoft. They're the ones that took over the IP for Halo after Bungie split, and now Bungie's owned by Sony.
But did they do Halo 3 or was that Bungie?
No, they did Halo 3 and Halo Reach, and anything after Reach was 343.
I mean, I feel like Reach was a little more like kind of calmed down and like had more of a point to it, but I feel like Halo 2 and 3 were definitely really weird.
Well, Halo 2, I thought Halo 2, and not I'm talking about for the storyline, not just for the multiplayer aspect. I felt like Halo 2, all it really did was expand on Halo 1. Halo 3 got a little crazy, but I enjoyed that. ODST is absolutely awesome. I do love side story characters and spin-offs, that kind of thing. I'm still a Voyager fan, despite how much people bitch about it. I'll tell you, I thought ODST was freaking awesome. Halo 3 is actually the one I came in on originally. I had just gotten the Xbox when they made the original Xbox Arcade Edition they had put it down to $100, and it was 120, something like that. Whatever. They had just come out with the first Slim model before the E model, the regular Slim model, and so Walmart got ahead of the curve and knocked that price down like same day they announced it. So I went and I got me one, and they got me a few games. I got Soul Calibur 4, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and Halo 3. And
nice.
and so I was hooked after
that. Yeah.
Cool. I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls lately.
Yeah, I've been meaning to catch your live streams. I have been leaving likes on the replays though.
Thank you. Yeah. I think sometime, probably most likely this weekend, I'll be playing Agatha Christie game, which I need to finish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's other games I want to play on my gaming channel. Like, I've been playing too much Elder Scrolls and haven't playing other games.
No such thing.
Video games are terrible, and they'll rot your brain.
Just playing Elder Scrolls on my gaming channel is not really helping my algorithm.
You know
what I mean?
Out of all of the things that will rot your brain, video games are probably the least.
I know, but I'm saying just playing.
All my friends have gaming channels, and have you met them?
One of them, yeah. No, actually, two of them. But yeah, just playing Elder Scrolls on my channel is not really helping the algorithm on my channel. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely hopefully finish one of the other games I need to play and finish. Because there's other games I want to play on my channel, just Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. If you do want to do more Elder Scrolls, though, you might try mods and stuff, too, because that seems to get pretty good views. I did a full playthrough of the first Elder Scrolls Arena recently, and that actually got me more viewers than I usually get, but I only get 3 at a time, so...
Yeah, one of my friends said it's really difficult for people to tune in when you're playing Elder Scrolls, apparently.
Well, I mean, if people come in and on no matter what you're playing, and you're either playing something they want to play, and they're afraid of spoilers, or they would like to follow along, but you're way off in the middle of the story. That happens, but that's not the reason people tune in. People don't tune in usually because of the game they're playing. They tune in because they find you playing it to be entertaining. So what you need to do is focus more on you, make the channel about you, and the gameplay is just what you're doing that time.
Mm-hmm. Which I have been doing. It's just like I need to I need started to get into other games on my channel. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, and well, like for instance, a lot of people, you don't even have to be particularly good at the game. In fact, sometimes if it's a game that makes you freak out, people will tune in because of that. I'll tell you, it would be really funny, really funny to watch you play a horror game that would scare the crap out of you. People love to hear girls scream. They love they love to see guys cuss. It'd be funny if anybody ever. I mean, I would have to put all the warning labels on everything. If I were to ever play a Dark Souls game on a live stream, people would have to be warned that I cuss like a sailor. But like I have said, I might say things that would make sailors blush. I do not have good educated vocabulary. That's not true either, because I will intertwine my educated vocabulary with all of the curse words. I have a very big problem. My brother still laughs because I'm 31 years old and there are games I cannot play in front of my mother, because if I play these games in front of my mother, she'll get the newspaper out after me. Like it's that bad. Yeah. I made them. Yeah.
I don't know if I really want to play Silent Hill or Resident Evil. I might play that Friday the 13th game. I don't know.
Oh hell, it don't matter what it is. Get the play the old Five Nights at Freddy's games or something. Yeah, nobody really.
Oh, those freak me out.
Well, and that's exactly why people would be tuning in.
But I know how I always get more viewers when I undo an extra button on my shirt, or I tie my shirt up. But that's probably because the camera's covered.
Okay.
That was a dig at e-girls, by the way.
I knew, I know someone who gets frustrated when he plays a game and he says, "God damn it!" repeatedly.
Okay.
It's funny to watch.
Yeah. No, I can assure you that'd be the least of what I say. I start making up cuss words when the ones available to me don't fit right. I'll say some truly obscene things about working over the neighborhood with an ice pick or some crazy off the wall shit like that, because I have a tendency to get very wound up. It's not healthy. It's not a
Oh my gosh, I know someone who gets really wound up when he's playing something. Oh my god.
I went to a boarding school. I know every swear word on planet Earth, especially because I was in the mixed gendered wing of the boarding school. So it's like the boys and girls were both there, and it's like, yep. Sometimes the girls had to leave the boarding school, and their parents had very choice words for why they were leaving the school, and it wasn't because they were expelled.
Well, I mean, teen pregnancies have been on the rise for quite some time.
Yeah, parents are always very, very receptive and very, very caring and loving about that.
Yeah.
After the initial mouthful of god awful abuse.
Don't make me put you in a timeout.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing though. You know those cartoons where they're running people's drawers up a flagpole? Okay.
Really happens.
Oh yeah, that does really happen. But I've seen somebody still attached to them while they're being sent up the flagpole. So, you know.
Oh man.
It was bad. Oh yeah. No, it wasn't a guy.
Oh
yeah.
that? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they did. They hooked like 2 of her belt loops up, and they only got her about 6 feet into the air
Who's
before.
doing this? Please don't tell me these are guys who are doing this.
Oh, it was a mixed group. There were guys there too. Yeah, no, these people were terrible.
Oh my god, that poor girl.
No, seriously, we're looking out the freaking window, and here's the deal. Bullies will do terrible shit in front of an audience because they want the audience. They're truly, there's a difference though when there isn't an audience and they're just doing it to hurt somebody. There is no. That's the difference between a bully and someone who's really evil. You know, and every one of the people in that group I know have been in and out of jail since high school. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, yeah, no, we like look out the window and they're in the act of like trying to run her up the flagpole, and which sounds really bad when I say it like that, but that's not the point. Damn.
It is the point.
Sorry.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
The poor girl is getting strung up to the flagpole.
Well, yes, but
it's just the way you said that sounds real bad.
I made it sound like a sexual act, and this was not a sexual act. Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. She felt very violated, but it wasn't a sexual way. Anyway, the point is that, like I said, the 4 people involved with stringing her up were not. They're still not good people to this day.
God damn it! That only clicked when you said
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Like, you know what? Even though it wasn't sexually violated, I bet she felt violated anyway.
Oh yeah, Lord, yeah.
God damn it! This is getting worse.
It's in the words of Dave Chappelle. Stick around. It's gonna get a lot worse. It's gonna get a lot worse than that.
Lord. Oh,
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, you stick around with me long enough, and cussing will be the least of the of your problems. Like, you know, my verbal depravity knows no bounds.
Oh, I know someone who can dish it out verbally like no one's business.
I know a few people like that too, and they don't get along with me very well.
The worst thing.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Some of them get along with me too well.
I got 2 stories. I got 2 stories here. Do you want the aftermath one first, or
No? You start at the beginning. Don't pull any of that George Lucas shit on me.
The end story is a better end story, and then the beginning's a better way around. Okay, there was one girl at my school that was bed up, and she was hogtied in the hallway. Sounds really awful, doesn't it? She was completely naked.
Oh my
Sounds
God,
really awful
girl.
until you find out.
Holy shit!
Until you find it gets worse. My friend Ben did that because that was one of the girls that dragged me into the showers and scrubbed me into an inch of my life and made me wear a dress all the way back to the dorm rooms.
Why?
Yeah. She deserved it. Well, that's not as funny as I remember. That was
that's not funny. That's not funny at all, man. That's
funny. That's horrible. I don't think she really deserved that. Even though
I was bleeding and I was actually sent to hospital. That was
it's not. People just fail to realize, because everybody brings it up. They're like, an anti-bully is just a bully. Yeah, okay, that's fair. But like Qui-Gon Jinn said, there's always a bigger fish. But the thing is that sometimes that bigger fish isn't just physically bigger. Sometimes people give you your comeuppance without. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm completely innocent, but usually the people I targeted had targeted somebody else first. I'm reactionary, not. I mean, again, not saying I'm innocent, not saying that I didn't go too far sometimes. You know, when you insult a person's family clear up to the Mayflower and then, you know, dare them to defend their mother, you know, yeah, I've said and done some horrible things that have made people completely reconsider their entire life. But
when I say she deserved it, I mean I was hospitalized. She wasn't.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying, like, you know, I get where you're coming from. You know, and you gotta be careful with that. You know, there was one day I had a buddy, I'd known him for a very long time, and then, you know, this is schoolyard horse shit. You know, and I had known this guy since we were in a private school together, and then we're, you know, both of us are in the public school, and everything's great. Well, he's having a hell of a time. He's, you know. Yeah, the guy, he's got guys threatening to beat him up and stuff. So he comes to me for help, and first thing I do, like, after talking to him, is start making buddies with the guy that, and then he comes over. He's like, "That's the guy." I'm like, "Of course it is." You know, but the thing is that if you can diffuse a situation, it's always better to do that than to cause a fight. But also, you got to be willing to start that fight too. You know,
All I know is Ben became my favorite weightlifting buddy, and he became my best friend.
Well, that's very nice. That's good. I'll tell you, most of the people that I ever helped, you know, because it wasn't enough for me, and I've got, and this wasn't just high school. Like, this has happened in my adult life too. You know, I'll see somebody that's getting picked on, being, you know, messed around with and everything, and it's not enough for me just to stand up for them. No, I always have to go a step further. I got to teach them how to stand up for themselves. Next thing I know, they're out messing with somebody else the way they used to get messed with. And so I you know, the vicious cycle continues. And you know, it's never comfortable having to knock somebody down a peg when you you know, prop them up to begin with. But it happens. It does happen.
Oh, what I used to hate was getting slammed into the lockers and then somebody grabbing my walking stick and driving it into my leg a few times until I learned how to slam them into the lockers, and I got in trouble for breaking the lockers a few times. Like, I wasn't underbuilt, I was just like short at that stage.
Yeah, well, you know, they're, you know, that's when you get dramatic with it. What you do at that point, you're supposed to be like, well, my life is more important than their lockers. You know, like get real super dramatic with it. That works. That's always worked. But by the way, trying to tell somebody that yes, he did technically start the fight, but trying to tell somebody that, you know, the in this case the vice principal, that I was in fear for my life when I'm, you know, 3 times his physical body mass, it didn't really get me very far.
Oh, it doesn't even work when you're shorter than them and you've like beat the crap out of them, especially if you're like, yeah, getting diagnosed with psychopathy as a kid is not a fun thing, because every time you go, hey, they started it to the principal, they go to them for the honest story.
Well, okay. To be fair though, I feel like there were times I felt like Andre the Giant from Princess Bride. I've never fought one guy at a time. Yeah. Well, like, you know, when you know, he doesn't know. You know, he doesn't know how to fight one single guy because he's always fighting like 10 at a time. You know, I'll tell you, probably the most trouble I ever got in though. Like I thought his buddy, I was wrong. I thought his buddies were getting ready to jump in, and I picked up a desk and threw it clear into all of them, like a freaking flying bowling ball. But yeah, no, that was something else. You know, things happen. We learn and we move forward, and hopefully we don't end up with a criminal record. I so far have not. Well, ended up with a criminal record. I've learned plenty. I just to be clear.
I'm not sure if it was Elizabeth or Victoria, but one time I got slammed into locker, and it was the worst beating I had. It was back when my walking stick was a steel crusher, a worn-out steel crusher mill ball welded onto an end of a solid steel bar. Bad idea for a walking stick in high school.
Oh yeah, that I can see so many ways that would go wrong.
One kid had an issue with me because they thought I looked better than them, or some bullshit like that. That evidently, like they actually got expelled for this. They were beating the crap out of me, and all I remember is and again to this day I don't know if it was Elizabeth or Victoria, but I just remember somebody picking them up with one hand and pummeling them into the locker, and me just in a curled up mess, just laughing my head off at them.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, why did you have to have a walking stick?
My right side was smashed up by my brother when I was younger.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, wow. Pretty bad actually.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's a hard road to hoe, man. But that being said, the walking stick thing, I could see 20 different reasons why that would have been a really bad idea.
I also needed a feeding tube, and people loved pulling that out.
Oh God!
It was a down the nose one, but people loved pulling that one out.
Oh my God! People are people are cruel. Like kids are terrible at times, but
oh yeah, it's like it's not going to hurt me to do that, but it's gross as fuck, and it's uncomfortable.
And it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It's humiliating. It's gross. No, I mean there are 100 reasons why that's not okay, and no, like holy crap.
It wasn't like the kid that liked. It wasn't like the kid that liked like jabbing my fucking left knee, because it's like half the time I couldn't feel it depending where they jabbed it. Like that kid was all right.
so I'll tell you though, I got a cousin who she got mad at me because her son's nowhere near as big as I was at that age, and anyway, they call him Bubba too, but that's not the point. The point is that my cousin got this kid, and he's having problems at school, not just with one guy, but with a group of guys. And I was giving him a few pointers, I mean, because that's the thing. Now, first off, it is very important to remember it is a very different world in the public school system than it was when we were in school. I'm 31 years old, and when I was his age, a schoolyard fight wouldn't get you thrown in jail. Now they will call the police on you, and that's in Oklahoma. Like that, I don't even want to know what a liberal state is like right now, with the public schools. But on the same token, I'm telling him, how he can, how he can get, get past that, what, where, and when. So I told him. So there was this one time in particular. This dude was talking trash right in front of me, and then he said, "I bet you won't do anything about it." And I did. I talked big, and I tell him, I was like, "Fine, meet me after school back behind the second gym." We had two gyms. I said, "Meet me back behind the small gym." And in between sixth and seventh period, the final period of the day, we had this huge storm drain under the school, and you had to pass down by it to get to our locker room. And I'm on my way to football practice, and I see him there, and he's all by himself. I run up on him, knock him for a loop, and drop his ass in the moat down there. We called it the moat. It was the storm drain. But I drop his ass in the moat, and when he tries to get back up, I knocked him back down in there again. I was there at 3:40 when school was out. Guess who wasn't? And the thing is like I was telling my little cousin. I'm like, dude, you got to know when and how. You can't. there's a time and place for everything. There's a time for open, man-to-man fighting, and then there's a time to play dirty, play rough, play mean. And anyway, he ended up getting into a little bit of trouble at school, nowhere near as much trouble as he would have gotten in if he had have actually fought the kid. But apparently he snuck up on the kid and knocked him over the head with I guess it's like a kendo stick or something. It was something they were using in their gym class. And like he wrapped him around the head a few times, and they of course this kid goes home, tells his parents, and it's just a whole big ordeal. Well, like I told my cousin, I told her, I was like, he's not in anywhere near as much trouble as if he had done that during school. He didn't get suspended or anything. He just, and they couldn't really prove it was him. He, to her son's credit, he knows how to keep his mouth shut. So it was great, just a warning, don't do it again kind of thing. And he's got a bit of a reputation at school. He doesn't get messed with anymore. But I told her, and I'm telling my cousin, I'm like, maybe I should tell him about the dude whose hand you broke when he grabbed your ass. And she's like, shut the fuck up. And so, I mean, she played games like that too. This dude did. He started trying to grope her, and in that same moat, she broke this dude's hand in 3 different places, including his wrist. So I mean, yeah. Oh no, but she don't want her son to know that. And I'm thinking, she got 2 daughters and a son. I'm thinking maybe they need to know how tough mom was back in the day, and she's like, shut the fuck up, So I haven't told them that, but no, it's just you gotta, I don't know. I know that violence doesn't solve everything, but saying it doesn't solve...
does. It solves all of America's problems.
Well, okay, I said everything. Saying it doesn't solve anything is asinine and naive at best. Just outright stupid at worst. But I will admit, it doesn't solve everything. And bear in mind, it's not the violence that's the actual solution. The violence just forces people into submission where they have to come up with a better solution. It was just a means to the solution.
I worked out how to solve every war happening today, but nobody would agree to do it because we let the very people that should be sent to war make the decisions on war. Seeing the politicians, I agree. Instead, they want the war, they have the war.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Go back to the kings of old, even some queens. Back in the day when they had to be out on the battlefield when they declared war. Sure, they weren't on the front line like everybody else, but they had to be there. They, and the thing is that, once humanity decided now the political leaders don't have to be out on the field with the soldiers, suddenly, like you said, things just got It was
the political leaders that decided that, not everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that it's like the average, one thing's been true throughout history? The peasant doesn't notice any difference 99% of the time when a new king or queen or political leader takes over. 99% of the time, they still are out in the field, still growing the food, and still carrying on life as normal.
I was going to say, the only reason why we know now in Western civilization, you can't just say America, in Western civilization, the only reason why we know now is because of social media, and even before social media, because of how connected we were, we've become. Think about it in these terms. Before the Vietnam War, people were happy in their ignorant bliss of what our soldiers were doing over there. In any war, and the thing is that what our soldiers do, there are some extreme cases, but for the most part, what our soldiers do isn't really as much on their hands as it is on the people that sent them there. War is hell they say war is hell for a reason. And I'm not saying that to justify every terrible thing that's done, but like I said, it's a whole lot easier to justify, I'll say, killing somebody so that you can come home later than it is to to send somebody there needlessly. I don't blame our soldiers for what for anything that happened in Vietnam, that happened in Iraq or Afghanistan or any of that. They're not the ones that made the decision to go over there. Some of them might have enjoyed it a little too much, but they're still not the ones who made the decision to go over there.
Geek Hero, Michelle has wants to say something to you.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll read it. So, Geek, I was bullied when I first came to America from my homelands of Ireland and Norway because of my accent, and because I was an immigrant, I was dealing depression during that time of my life. And I'll tell you, I am so sorry about that on behalf of this country. Oh yeah, luckily my parents got me to the hospital in time. Well, your parents knew how to look out for you. There are places, I'll tell you, and not every case is going to be the same. Sometimes, sometimes bullying is psychological more than it is physical. Sometimes they'll come at you. The thing is that even if you had been born in America, chances are the people that bullied you would have found a reason to bully you anyway. There are some people that just do that. And yes, for the most part, it's because they are upset at their own inadequacies or their own perceived inadequacies, if nothing else.
Oh my God.
No, I am not proud of the fact that, oh my
God.
I am glad you're still with us now.
I'm glad you're okay and still with us, Michelle. I'm so sorry.
And that's the thing. Okay, let's see.
Good.
Oh, that's great. That is awesome.
You're a strong dude.
I'm glad you got some help.
Yeah, no, I'm like I said, there's no excuse for making people feel like that. And the thing is that I'll say I'm not innocent. I have made the people that make other people feel like that, I've made them feel worse. And yes, I will admit to times I went too far. And some of the things I did, I know people that switched, that left the schools, but I'm not just talking about as a kid. I know people who left job sites because they were messing with somebody else, and I messed with them until they felt humiliated enough to leave. I'm not completely proud of it, but I'm not saying I would take it back either. It just, it is what it is. And sometimes some people are pacifists. Some people don't have a choice. Some people have to be, they got to play rough. And
I had to learn how to play rough pretty quick, like 13, and unfortunately all I could handle was till 16, but I almost 24/7 I was living with my freaking high school bullies. I looked forward to the weekends when my parents took me and my friends back home.
Oh my God, I couldn't imagine being stuck in a boarding school with my bullies. Holy crap.
Yeah, a 3-hour drive. And
how are you?
The 3 worst ones were on my wing. They were in my dormitory.
Man, see, and that's the thing. That's the thing when you can't sleep without, and that.
They had lights on outdoors. We were fine, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's interesting though. Like to be serious. Bullies have no imagination until it comes to tormenting people.
Hey,
and
Milton, your mic is making noises again.
Oh, sorry.
But bullies have no imagination until it comes to tormenting people. I'll tell you, I've seen every run of the mill, horse crap trick that they can pull, and I've seen some creative ones. I do, and again, I'm not going to pretend to be completely innocent. So I was at church camp of all places. These guys thought it was funny to this kid wakes up like or wakes us all up. He's like screaming. They had stuck like 5 spiders in his like in his suitcase there, by his bunk. And he opens up his suitcase and they're crawling all over the damn place. And so anyway, the I acted on the poor boy's behalf. I didn't tell him I was going to do it, but I knew who had done it to him, and instead of ratting them out like we probably should have, I went and now I'm not proud of what I did. It is funny, but I'm also not proud of what I did. I filled a bottle full of urine, and when nobody else was in there, I poured it all over their clothing. And again, there was nowhere to do laundry out there, so and half these guys ran around, and they did. They got absolutely, and that was, we're at church camp. That was not a Christian thing to do, but they, they were messing with this kid. So, I thought it was justified to go. Well, one of them ended up getting into a fist fight because somebody was making fun of him for pissing all over himself and smelling like it, and he ended up having to go home. So, again,
urine is technically sterile, so all you were doing is just adding a sterile fluid to their clothes to remove sweat stains.
Okay. You and I both know. You and I both know that would not fly if I had gotten in any real trouble in that. I'm just saying, like, if anybody had ever known who it was that did that, hell, if some of those guys hear this live stream by some weird ass, dark miracle, I still wouldn't apologize for it. So, they know what they did. They tormented that poor kid for 3 freaking days. And, then they finally, then we all wake up to a blood curdling scream, and he's got, and these aren't harmless spiders. These are freaking fiddlebacks they stuck in his suitcase that could have killed him. So I'm not, like I said, I felt still to this day feel completely justified for it. But even, like I said, even as an adult, I had a coworker once blame you want to talk about immigrants. We had a guy from we had an officer that I worked security. We had an officer that was from Iraq originally. He he had been living in Jordan as a asylum seeker for a while. This poor man got caught during this is during the bad era after Saddam Hussein was gone. This poor man got caught sneaking Jews out of or sneaking people of the Jewish faith out of Iraq, like when the when the I forget which tribe was taking over. Anyway, the point is that he that there was plenty to substantiate his claims. Like this man was brave as all get out, but anyway, he had a hard time speaking English, and we had a coworker come in, and he would blame everything on our immigrant coworker, constantly blame everything on him. And it, and that's the thing. At one point in time, he was accusing him of stealing stuff just because he knew he couldn't. He thought this shit was funny. And so when his stuff when his stuff ended up disappearing, he would then, of course, blame he would blame our other coworker for it, and then his stuff would magically reappear and everything. And I gaslit this dude for a week before he decided to leave our job site. But it's but I saw him messing with somebody else, and so I felt like what I was doing was harmless. It's not like he tried to hurt himself or anything. He just, he ended up leaving because of it, but maybe, hopefully, I doubt it, he might have learned a lesson from it, Now I'll tell you, I saw the dude 6 months later, and he still had a homemade bumper sticker I had put on his that I had put on his vehicle. It said "Free Jared Fogle #Eat Fresh." Jared Fogle was the Subway guy. The
I remember.
Mr. $5 footlong himself. And and this dude, like I said, he drove around with that on his car for 6 months without ever catching it. So I also I did have a buddy that the two of us were messing with each other, he, we were sending terrible stuff back and forth to each other. And one day he's out, and we're just we're doing this for fun. But at one point in time, he's up on the track, like we could see the gym track, and I'm out in the vehicle and I'm driving around, and he and I can see him just standing there. And so I send him a picture of something very obscene, very grotesque. It was of consenting adults. There was nothing that grotesque, but anyway, not something that anybody would just look up. And I sent him. I found it. I sent him the picture, and I watched him drop his phone, and I laughed my ass off. So anyway, he like I said, we'd already been messing with each other. He got me back. He had made a made a very obscene comment about somebody we both knew at the time, and it was a comment of a sexual variety, and it was not something I wanted to think about. And anyway, so I did. I got him. I knew he was off for the next 3 days, so I made a homemade bumper sticker for him. And he lives, he lives in a more rural area. He drove 45 minutes to work every day that he came in, and he has no idea why people are honking at him. And 3 days later, I get a phone call, and like I said, people are honking at him. And at this point in time, I'll tell you what it said in a second. But at this time, he has left his car at the shop and has had his buddy, who is a deacon in his church, who, if he didn't see it, if he saw it, he didn't say a word to him about it. Anyway, and he's driving up and down the road, and people are honking at him, and anyway, he is finally at his 8-year-old niece's birthday party, and his father-in-law, who is the pastor of his church, comes out and says, "Do you know anything about this?" And then cue the phone call. I knew exactly what it was about. I put him on speakerphone when he goes, I'm not gonna tell you my real last name, but anyway, he's like, he calls me by my last name. He goes, "Do you know anything about a sticker on the back of my car that says honk if you like toothless blowjobs?" And I am laughing my ass off, because he went for 3 freaking days and then got caught by, and got called out by his father-in-law, who's also the pastor of his church. Man, that, I'm telling you, that was a solid burn. I'm still very proud of that one.
I wish I could put that on the back of my etiquette teacher's car, and I wish I could put that on the back of my high school boy's mother's car. I hated both those teachers. I hated both those frickin' teachers. And I know one of them had dentures.
Yeah. I want to say this to Michelle. I am glad you're still here. I'm glad you're okay. I'm
absolutely
very sorry you really had to go through that. And Potato, I'm sorry you had to go through that crap with your bully, like that.
Potato, I'm sorry about what McDonald's does to your people. but your people are delicious.
Well, like I said, so if you want to homeschool your kids, then yeah, homeschool your kids.
Just remember, they miss out of fun, like putting jars of spiders in the teacher's desks and stuff.
Don't do that, please don't.
I only did it with white tip spiders. They're not poisonous; they're just necrotic.
Oh, dude.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
I'll tell you. You got to be careful when you're messing with animals and insects and stuff like that, because you never know. Just because something isn't generally poisonous, you might mess with somebody and find out they're allergic to it. It's I've seen some things, man.
I found out when I was an adult that I used to think that white tips only caused basically a really itchy, gross cyst, and it went away. Like it's a tiny, itchy, gross cyst. I used to think they did that, and then as an adult, I found out what they do to foreigners that come to our country because they haven't been bitten when they were children. Like they can lose limbs, and it's like I'm pretty sure that teacher was from England.
Yeah, well,
yeah, yet again, I didn't like her, so it didn't matter.
Well, yeah, but there's not liking somebody, and I mean, I know a teacher that she the reason why she came to our school was because somebody thought it was one of the idiot kids. She was a long-term substitute before she was a full-fledged teacher, and one of the kids didn't like her and thought it was a good idea to put super glue into, and this is old school super glue, put super glue into her drinking straw, and when it didn't solidify completely in the straw like he thought it was going to, she swallowed that into her windpipe and had to get it surgically removed. It almost killed her. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like you got to be very, very careful when you're messing with people. You got to think it through. You got to think, well, what are the consequences if this goes wrong? You know,
definitely, yeah.
And
I know one girl that she turned on an old record of French music, and I only ever heard of this happening, and then she ended up dropping a bunch of piranhas into the school swimming pool while the water polo team was in it.
You're talking about the Wednesday show, aren't you, Milton?
Yeah, I thought you'd catch on.
Yeah. Okay, that's really funny. That's really funny, and I'm really glad that was fiction and not reality, because that would hurt somebody. That would yeah. I will say this.
Unfortunately, we don't have piranhas, and I didn't have a water polo team at my school.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes I know when Milton is trying to be funny.
Well, and that's the thing. I haven't seen any of the Wednesday show, but no. I'll tell you, probably one of the worst things I've ever done though is I went up to. Okay, so I get to school that morning. Like I said, and this is more schoolyard bullshit, but there were these two girls that were constantly just, I mean, if they could play mean girl and make somebody cry, they would do it. And so I had issues with them since the beginning, and since they first transferred in, both of them pain in the ass. And so when I see one of my friends crying and she is like bawling her eyes out, and she had tried, she had been following them around like a little sidekick for a while. And, despite many of us warning her that was a bad idea. Anyway, so they turned on her, and I see her crying. I didn't even ask what it was about. I walk up, and it happened to be April 1st that day. And so it was a really bad day to piss me off anyway. And so I walk up, and I absolutely apologized for everything. I made it sound like I was acknowledging that it was all one-sided, that it was my fault, that they were wrong, or that they weren't, or that I was wrong, that they were right. And then I said April Fools at the end of it. And the one that I knew had massive anxiety problems. Now she liked to fuck with people, but I knew about her medical issues. She starts hyperventilating and going into a mass anxiety attack, and they ended up taking her out with an ambulance. So I mean, it was pretty bad. Of course, she was back in school. She was back in school 2 days later. She wasn't in any real life-threatening danger, but it is one of those things. I cannot pretend I did not know about her anxiety attacks before I went and before I went and did all that. So I mean, and then come to find out that there I was being knee-jerk reactionary, and the thing that made my friend cry, well, wasn't even really that major. I just it was some over a guy, but I just needed an excuse. I wanted to hurt somebody's feelings, and they had it coming in my eyes, so I did. So like I said, you gotta be careful with that sort of thing. You can't. You can't, you cannot just take it for granted that everything's going to be okay afterwards.
Anxiety attacks aren't as bad as people say. They are hell at the time, but like you get over them pretty quick normally.
I've seen anxiety attacks ignite heart attacks, though. Bear in mind, in security, you work with a lot of old people. And
I have not had one that bad yet. Evidently it can, but like I'd imagine that's the exception.
And I mean, and don't get me wrong, it's got to be a perfect storm of circumstances. The guy I'm talking about had been working nonstop. He hadn't had a day off. Like he had been working every bit as hard as I've been working here lately, and I haven't had a day off in 3 months. But this guy hadn't had a day off in a while. He was overworked, and he got real worked up. And I didn't cause this one. I can honestly say I did not cause this one. But what we did, we ended up having to call the ambulance because he started having chest pains and stuff. And it's like I said, it turned out to be nothing, but it did trigger a small cardiac event. And so I won't say nothing, but it turned out not to be that bad. But it could have been, and that's the thing. You got to be careful when you're messing with people. You can't always, like I said, you can't always take for granted that everything's going to be okay.
The worst anxiety attack I had, I was popular for the first 3 days of high school. Then after a detention that I wasn't even in, fortunately for once, my entire medical history was up on the homeroom whiteboard, and it was like, yeah, they had pretty mean names for a birth defect I had and stuff like I have, and stuff like that. And I managed to make it all the way into the doctor's office before I passed out, and then had the anxiety attack.
Yeah, no, that sucks. That sucks, man. And like I said, I'm not going to pretend that I wasn't bullied, but there came a point where, and again, like I said, you cannot be innocent and be an anti-bully or be a counter-bully. Like, that just means you're a bigger bully. It means you're better at it than they are. And again, that's not necessarily something to aspire to. And like I said, and I'm not going to pretend that every time every fight I ever got in, I'm not going to pretend that I've won every one. I've had my ass kicked a few times. I'm not going to pretend that I've humiliated everybody that I've went up against. I've been the guy that that leaves crying once in a while. It had, not literally most of the time, but there's always that one time. But the point is that you learn and you get better, and you realize that when you're going to the hood school, you can make fun of people's fathers not being in their lives. When you're going to the redneck school, you learn to make fun of people's parents being related. So I mean, either way, the point remains that that there are some go-tos, and sometimes you got to be creative. But I have a tendency to get in the most trouble when I'm sticking up for other people, and again, that doesn't make me right. It doesn't make it okay. But
overall I appreciate my school and growing up in my school and things like that, because I learned, like, I'm still not good at socializing, but I learned a lot about socializing there, and I had the therapist offhand to explain things when I did things wrong. Like, don't take what I did as any sort of role model thing, because I very much didn't know. Like, I had to have it explained that other people didn't enjoy getting hurt and stuff like that. I have some issues with that, and I had to be explained that people don't like physical pain and shit like that at school.
well,
You don't get psychological pain.
Well, and not to mention, not everybody that causes you that kind of pain is doing it on purpose. I had to be explained. Like, I had this buddy that was, bear in mind, by my senior year in high school, I was 6 feet tall. I'm 6'1" now, so I still had another inch in me by that final growth spurt that most guys get. But that's the thing. I was 6 feet tall, and most of my classmates were, mid to low fives, and this one dude in particular was 5'1", weighed less than 100 pounds. He was like 95 pounds last weigh in, and he never got upset. I mean, we were always buddies, and there was one day in particular, I came up and I snuck up on him. I picked him up and bear hugged him, and it had never been a problem for him before. And then he yelled at me. He's like, "I fucking hate it when you do that. Stop with that shit," And then of course, like I said, I had done this 100 times over, and he had never once said anything about it. So I learned a very valuable lesson about personal boundaries that day.
Yeah. I want to sign off for the night. I might play some Elder Scrolls for a little bit. Before I go, please check out my gaming channel and my Twitter gaming profile for updates when I'm live streaming on my gaming channel, because YouTube's not really great with notifications. And I think, let's see, today's Thursday. I think Friday evening I'll be doing like a pre-Christmas hangout before this weekend, stuff like that. And I was supposed to do the review of episode of 5 and 6 of Wednesday, but scheduling conflicts happened, so we're gonna do that next Monday for sure. So look forward to that. And that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna play some either Elder Scrolls for a bit. If not, I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks for having me on. You have a good night.
You too.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me too. Though I would almost wanted to say something while what Geek Hero would mention, but honestly, I'd rather not mention it, since it's just a little crazy, because
I get you.
I got a very serious thing about bullying now, where people going out of their way to do extreme stuff to hurt people.
Yeah.
I mean, to only reference it, they better be lucky that there aren't any. Sorry, they better be lucky that no one else is going to go out of their way to give them something what's coming to them. And they better play that they better not give them red or worse, even give them way worse than just make them give them red, just to only reference it.
Yep.
But
so anyway, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Have a good rest of your night, everyone.
Thanks. Night night.
Night night. If this is your first time being here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RaquelSSG2211. Catch you later.